Death is an Illusion, Chapter 24 of Holographic Multiverse. Today, we're diving deep into something that literally kept me up all night thinking about it. Chapter 24, Death is an Illusion. And guys, this isn't just your typical chapter analysis. This is about one of the most raw, honest explorations of fear I've ever encountered in literature. The setup. When everything goes wrong. So picture this. You've had an amazing day, right? You're feeling good. You've got fresh sheets on the bed, clean pajamas, everything's perfect for a great night's sleep. The protagonist does everything right. They're literally setting themselves up for the most peaceful night ever. They can smell that fresh laundry scent. They're lying there feeling like they're floating on a cloud. And then, nothing happens. You know that feeling when you're right on the edge of sleep, but your brain just won't shut off? That's exactly what happens here. They're stuck in that horrible limbo between being awake and asleep, and it's driving them absolutely crazy. The more they try to sleep, the more anxious they get. It's like a nightmare, except they can't even get to sleep to have the nightmare. When desperation meets faith. Now here's where things get really interesting. Instead of just lying there suffering, our protagonist gets up and sees these religious icons they bought from a church. And what happens next is honestly one of the most intense spiritual battles I've ever read about. They sit with an icon of Jesus Christ and start doing something that's part prayer, part meditation, part visualization. They're literally imagining Christ's spirit coming out of the icon and entering their body with every breath, fighting off all the negative energy that's built up inside them. And guys, it works. After 30 minutes of this intense spiritual combat, their heart rate actually calms down. They feel this incredible heat and silence, like they're not alone anymore. But wait, it gets even more intense. They grab icons of St. Michael and St. George, and now we're talking full-on spiritual warfare. They're visualizing St. Michael with his sword, fighting the devil that's keeping them awake, while St. George is there on horseback, literally spearing this thing from behind. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it, because the way it's described, you can feel how real this is to them. Whether you're religious or not, you can understand the psychological power of what's happening here. The final battle. So, they go back to bed, feeling confident, right? Wrong. The bad thoughts come flooding back immediately. But now they're armed with a strategy. The visualization gets even more intense. The saints are literally stabbing into their brain, chasing away the negative thoughts. And when that's still not enough, they create what I can only call the ultimate safe space in their mind. They imagine themselves lying on the floor inside a church, because in their belief system, evil can't touch you in a sacred space. Now here's what I love about this. The protagonist knows it's all in their imagination. They literally say, "I know what I'm imagining isn't true, but it doesn't matter because it works." Sometimes we need these mental tools, these stories we tell ourselves, to get through the darkness. The life-changing revelation. But here's where everything changes, and I mean everything. All this struggling with sleep, all this battling inner demons, it leads to one of the most profound realizations about life and death I've ever encountered. The protagonist suddenly understands something that changes their entire worldview. Death is an illusion. Think about it. When wood burns, does it really disappear? No. It transforms into ash, heat, light, gases. The energy doesn't vanish, it just changes form. So why would consciousness be any different? They realize that dying doesn't mean becoming nothing. That's literally impossible. Instead, we transform. We continue existing in another form, maybe in another dream, another creation. Death isn't an ending. It's just a transition. And if death is an illusion, then so is birth. There's no real beginning or ending, just this continuous flow of transformation. Why this matters? You want to know what really gets me about this chapter? It's not just the philosophical breakthrough, it's how they got there. This wasn't some peaceful meditation retreat revelation. This was forged in the fire of a sleepless night, battling anxiety and fear with everything they had. The fear of death is at the root of so much human suffering. If you can truly believe that death is just transformation, not annihilation, it changes everything. The protagonist makes this incredible vow at the end. I will never be afraid of death. I decided to live fearlessly. What this means for us. Whether you're religious or not, there's something powerful here. We all have those dark nights of the soul where our fears feel overwhelming. This chapter shows us that sometimes we need to fight our way through the darkness, using whatever tools we have: faith, imagination, visualization, philosophy. The protagonist didn't just think their way to this breakthrough, they fought their way there. They used religious imagery, they created mental sanctuaries, they battled their demons head-on. And in doing so, they discovered that our greatest fear, the fear of ending, might just be the greatest illusion of all. So next time you're lying awake at night, wrestling with your own demons, remember this: transformation is not destruction. Change is not death. And sometimes the darkest nights lead to the most beautiful dawns. What do you think? Have you ever had a moment like this, where everything suddenly made sense? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into literature that changes how we see the world. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into the mysteries of the holographic multiverse, I invite you to check out my book. You can get your copy right now. Just follow the link in the description below. Your support not only helps me create more content, but also fuels this journey of exploration. Want even deeper access? Join my Patreon for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and a free download of my book. As a patron, you'll also receive bonus videos on how I conquered insomnia and anxiety, plus a private 30-minute call with me to explore life's biggest questions together. Don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X for updates, extra content, and mind-expanding discussions. Links are all below. See you in the next one.